Maybe you're just sick, right? You wanted to be after living a grown man's life for however many years you were before you transitioned, having kids, you decided, oh, I want to be a woman now, deuces to the family. And then you're over here after that, teasing, making sexual messages and sending corn videos to kids. So like he left, he had a family and abandoned the family to live his selfish trans life.
Basically.
Right. I mean, what is the? I mean, you would think that even if you.
Okay, so I remember the allegation. I remember now that you're like scrolling through. So the allegation was that there was a contest that like a challenge or whatever that he had, and while during the challenge, Kris messaged one of like the participants in it. What they were like, I think like 17, 16, something like that. He was like, I forgot how old he was. But then that person came out and said like it was never anything like sexual.
Kris Tyson used me, former MrBeast collaborator, accused of sexual misconduct. Tyson, who's under a third-party workplace investigation, is being accused of sending inappropriate messages and pressuring a former employee into sexual acts. Oh boy! On July 23rd, Ava Kris Tyson stepped down from her role working with MrBeast, the mega popular YouTube creator who has hundreds of millions of followers and billions of views. This came after X messages leaked showing Blvd, a former moderator on Tyson's Discord channel, interacting with Tyson when Tyson was 20 and Lava was just 13. The inappropriate nature of the conversations, though mostly juvenile, shocked the MrBeast community, especially in the wake of larger conversations around how creators and their young stars should interact. And many on social media claimed this was evidence of grooming. Lava quickly came to defend Tyson, saying that they were just edgy jokes, maintaining that nothing untoward her ever happened between the two. However, Lava's story was just the beginning, and the day after Tyson announced she was stepping away, another former Discord moderator who worked under Tyson's server, they were a teenager, came forward. In a video on X, Nathan Wayman, who started working on Tyson's Discord when he was 15, all these are boys, freak, said that Tyson used me, manipulated me, and did very inappropriate things to me. Is that video still on?
From MrBeast used me, manipulated me, and did very inappropriate things with me while I was about 15 years old. I was actually friends with Blvd at the time, who is the main victim of Kris that everyone has been talking about these last few days, who claims he isn't a victim, but we all know he is, and we all know he probably got paid off. Not only that, but he's also under an NDA from when he worked for MrBeast Gaming for 2 years, and he tried to get me to join MrBeast Gaming himself, Lava. He's the one who actually sent me the contract and tried to get me to sign the NDA, at which point I ended our friendship because I knew they were just trying to silence me. Me and him were both initially involved in running Kris's Discord server, helping him set up his Twitch streams and moderating them.
Nate's calling me. Hey, what's up? You're on stream.
As well as other technical back-end things.
Oh wow, it's official.
This Discord server that we were a part of had about 10 people in it, most of whom were minors. I'm not sure how they got in there, other than me and Lava. He won a giveaway and Kris invited him after that. And Kris invited me after I saw one of his tweets asking for help setting up a Garry's Mod server for the 10 million subscriber MrBeast video. This turned into us having lots of private conversations with Kris and playing video games with him for hours on end. Not only did we do a lot of unpaid work for him that he promised he would pay us for, he would also frequently bring up sexual topics that was definitely not appropriate to bring up around 15, 16-year-olds, especially with him being like, I don't know, 20, 21 years old. He would even go as far as linking me several different corn and hentai videos throughout the time of me talking with him. Not only that, but he had an NSFW bot in his Discord server before he made it public. So when it was just a private server, his little circle of minors. And he would use this NSFW bot to spam different corn images, alongside all these 15-year-olds. He would also frequently call me dad and daddy, as well as the others, which I guess we all kind of just took as a joke at the time. You have to think this is someone who we looked up to at the time, we idolized, we thought was the coolest person in the world, so they couldn't really do any wrong in our eyes. But looking back, I was definitely uncomfortable at being called.
I will admit that I do a lot of that stuff in my Discord outside of the corn. We don't do that in the Discord, but you know, the little jokes and, you know, daddy, team sus, you know, see, that's just jokes and love and fun. The problem here is that these 15-year-olds, these minors, that's what makes it wrong. You can't do that type of stuff in your Discord with minors. Minors are not allowed in my private Discord. Not only is I have a private Discord, but minors are obviously not allowed. To know that he's legit. He even showed the stream stamp of him, you know, moderating for him, bro. So, damn. It makes a lot of sense because, so he transitioned and allegedly left his family, kids, high and dry because he's living his life as a woman. Now, that will F your kids up. I can imagine me as a grown man transitioning into a woman and looking my son in the eyes. I just couldn't do it. But that's part of being brave, right? That's part of being a man. So, or is now you're a woman, so you should do something. I don't really know. That's confusing. But as you're still your children's father. You still have that role. You just because you transition, you think you have the right to abandon your father role. You're a piece of shit for that, right? Secondly, this added on top of it makes it even worse because maybe you're just sick, right? You wanted to be after living a grown man's life for however many years you were before you transitioned, having kids, you decided, oh, I want to be a woman now, deuces to the family. And then you're over here after that teasing, making sexual messages and sending corn videos to kids? Bruh, that's wrong. Something's wrong up here. A lot of people are dealing with mental health issues more than ever. Like, it's a real thing. A lot of people are dealing with it. I sympathize with people that deal with mental health issues because most of them, it's not their fault. They can't help it. They can't help what they were born with. They can't help the chemical imbalances or defects that they were born with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't help that I was born with eczema on my skin, you know? My arms do pretty, you know, I have eczema, right? I can't help that. It's just something you're born with. You got to deal with it. But like I said, you got to deal with it. You don't just do sick things like this. You know what I'm saying? Your mental illness is why you're targeting kids. And then it's like, dang, bro, not only I understand why the opposite targets minors of the opposite when they're girls. Like if you're a 25-year-old man and you're talking to a girl who's 17, I understand it because a 17-year-old could still be attractive. It's only nature. The problem is the law says it's too young. I understand that. But now you're talking to kids who are 15 and they're boys. So you're like, you're double dipping in the dip of sin and sickness. Bro, that shit is weird, bro. I think that he's a weirdo. And that's what happens when you are involved with a Mr. Beast, right? Because Mr. Beast is truly an edgy type of weirdo too. But he also does good things. He's evolved. He has this PG Disney-esque type of channel. He's the most monetized YouTube channel ever, right? He's like Disney. He's like Coke. He has a brand. He has an image. And because he's in that PC image, he has to, you can't have somebody like that man girl working for him anymore. Especially when you're effing with little kids, right? Teasing kids, right? You can't do that because Mr. Beast's image is one of a squeaky clean company corporate image. So that's over for you is on that front. So I understand, but that's just the side of the coin you got to F with when you're dealing with somebody whose image is squeaky clean, like Mr. Beast's is. Not so squeaky, but relatively clean. So I'm all for this motherfucker getting canceled, fired, thrown in the slammer, all that, because, you know, if that's the case, bro, you're doing that with little boys, you a whole weirdo, bro. Miss me with that shit, and you're trash. That's my take on that situation.